What is going on, guys? Hunter here with Technical Gaming, and today we have a super exciting video because we're actually going to be going over some of the new operators that we're going to be getting. So we have finally gotten information about them and what they can do. Now, I do want to make it clear that this is not 100% official from Ubisoft, but most people around the community believe that these are true, and so do I, because they just seem like they're pretty legitimate leaks for a few reasons. First reason is because they are actually kind of corresponding to some of the other rumors that we've heard before, so that's a really big reason. Also, they have a lot of like in-game assets already shown and stuff, and they have pictures, and you guys can take a look at them here in just a second. So they're just very believable. It really does seem like these are the operators. You don't have to believe this, but I mean, we're going to be seeing them in a few days, and I'm sure these are the operators. But if you don't like leaks or anything, then you can go ahead and click off this video. You probably didn't click on this video if you don't like leaks and you don't want to hear the operators, though. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. So I'll show you, there's a total of 3, of course, because that's how many we're going to be getting in this upcoming update. But I'll go ahead and show you the first defensive operator, which his name is Lesion or Lesion. I don't know. I'm probably butchering that completely. The other two are pretty easy to pronounce, but this one, I probably butchered it terribly. But anyway, what this guy does is he has cloaked toxic mines, injecting a compound which injures opponents and limits their speed. So this one sounds pretty interesting. He also has a pretty interesting look because he has these little toxic mine things on his on like the front of his vest there, and these are it says cloaked toxic mine, so I'm not exactly sure how that's gonna work, but it definitely sounds pretty cool. It reminds me of something like Echo's drone that's kind of hard to see, and it's like got some kind of like invisibility factor, so I don't know how that's gonna work completely. But since they are going to be cloaked, and if you can just put these anywhere you want, then I highly doubt they're going to do much damage, because that would just be completely overpowered. So this does seem pretty cool, but the toxic mines are probably not what's going to really hurt the enemy. What's really going to hurt them is probably slowing their speed down, so you can take them out easier with your actual gun instead of actually killing them with the mines. But we don't know yet. That's just kind of my guess. It seems pretty cool, though. He has a cool look. I like the toxic things on his vest. And yeah, that's Lesion. So as I said, I'm going to try to move through these a little bit quicker. Next up, we have Ying, and Ying is the only attacking operator out of the 3. So Ying is pretty cool. What she does is she has a cluster of flash charges that can either be anchored on surfaces or rolled out as a grenade. Now, this sounds a little bit like Fuse to me, because it says a cluster, and he has the cluster charge or whatever it's called. So I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work. I would assume something like Fuse, except with instead of grenades, it has flash bangs, but I'm not exactly sure how it's going to be anchored onto surfaces. So I don't know. It sounds kind of weird to me. I'm not exactly sure how she's going to work, but honestly, she seems like one of the coolest operators to me, just because if you could like anchor this to a surface and have it go off at like a set time or something like that, that would be really insane and just sounds cool to me. But definitely not anything like I was expecting. And her ability is called Candela, by the way. Not sure if I mentioned that or not. I don't know. Personally, I feel like she is one of the cooler out of the 3, but it also sounds like she could be someone who could get lost in the other mix of operators, because there's so many other solid choices out of all the operators that we've got at this point. So I don't know. I think she'll be pretty cool, but we'll just have to wait and see, just like with everybody here, because we don't have gameplay, so we have no clue how powerful any of these guys are going to be. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the next one, and her name is Ela. Again, we have another defender here. And what she can do is she has something called a Grzmot mine. I don't know if I'm saying that right at all. Probably not, just like the guy's name. But it's Grzmot mine. So I don't know how to pronounce that. But anyway, what the description says is they are concussion proximity mines that can be anchored on surfaces, impairing hearing and causing a dizzying effect. So this, again, kind of sounds like Echo because it gives you like a dizzying effect. Impairing hearing, though, that's what really kind of catches my eye whenever I read over it, because I've even thought about before or in the past like devices that could impair like an attacker's hearing so that they can't hear footsteps and stuff like this. or stuff like that. So I don't know if it's gonna work something like that to where they just can't hear very well, so you could maybe like sneak attack them very easily or flank them or whatever you want to call it. I don't really know, but again, it's another mine type of gadget, just like the other defender. So we're going to be getting 2 new like mine gadgets, which is pretty interesting, just because I didn't think Ubisoft would try to throw all of these different trap operators in at the same time. It seems a little overwhelming and stuff, and honestly, now you can even almost have like an entire team with just different types of traps. Like you could get Frost, Kapkan, Lesion, and then Ela, and you'll have 4 different types of trap type of operators. And I don't know how it's going to play out. Of course, we don't know how any of these operators are going to play out, but it still seems pretty cool. I am very slightly kind of disappointed in the back of my head right now, just because like I feel like we should have gotten someone who has some kind of super weird and unique ability, not something like super overpowered, but just something crazy out there. You know, like when we got Caveira, it's somebody who's a very silent type of operator. Like it just seemed a lot different. With Valkyrie, I don't know, I guess she was another operator with just another gadget, but she seemed a little different. A lot of the operators seem a little different. These just are adding a bunch of new gadgets, so it does leave me with a little bit of disappointment. But I mean, I haven't even played these operators yet, so I really can't say right now. I just feel slightly disappointed that we don't have anybody with like some kind of super unique ability, but maybe these operators will be incredibly fun. We'll just have to wait and see, but I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys think about these leaks down in the or not in the description, but in the comment section. Also, if you're feeling nice and you enjoyed the video, leave a like on the video. It always helps out a lot. And subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the gameplay whenever we do get gameplay of these operators, and also on some other cool stuff that I have planned. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.